Sorry, we've had a little technical glitch, and I think it's worked out, so we're going to go from there. Everyone's here except for Cheryl. She will not be here tonight. She's out of town. And with that, can we all stand and pledge the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Did everyone get a chance to look at the minutes from last month's meeting? And if we did, do we have any comments or questions? If not, can I get a motion to approve? Second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. We don't have any old business to go over tonight, but new business. I want to call Christine up.
Good evening, everyone. How are you tonight?
Good.
Great. Thank you. I just am going to take a minute because I want to introduce two new staff members. As you can see, actually, my whole team is here except maybe one person. And, one of my things on my evaluation for them was to attend a Recreation Commission meeting so that they can see what goes on here and understand how important this group is. But tonight I also want to introduce two new staff members I'm very excited have joined our team. First, I have Kat Abados. Oh, I had it down. Kat is our new aquatics/health and wellness supervisor, and she has jumped right in, not to be funny, at the pool to get us ready for the summer. And she's on a very steep learning curve right now, but she's doing great over there. And then I also want to introduce Angel Cornista. She actually has worked for us before. She worked part-time over at the pool during the summer, and in any other capacity. Oh, you did our volleyball program for us as well. And Angel is now our athletics coordinator over at Wells Park Rec Center, and you will be overseeing volleyball,
jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, and either softball or adult basketball.
That's great. So we're very glad to have both of them join the Recreation Services Division team.
Great. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
We have another new staff member with us tonight. Is Amber O'Dwyer, and Amber comes from us from the administrative group up on the third floor, and she's going to be assuming Ellie's role. And right now we're in transition. The administration group is in transition because we know Bob is retiring in about 3 months. So we're just gonna we have a very wide transition path to make sure that we can everything gets handled. So we're making it up. At the end of the day, we're making it up as we go along. And we know Amber's coming to us here in the next month or two, but she's learning the commission role now. So Amber, welcome. We're excited to have you.
All right.
Good pick.
Okay, we were all sent the division reports in an email. If you had a chance to go through them, in an effort to save a little bit of time, did anybody have any questions, comments for our division reports? If not, Kurt, you got something to say real quick?
So, this is Morgan's 5th year. And he's going to give a report tonight. But before that, staff wants to present something to him. Our staff got together, the managers, and we're trying to come up with a cool idea to acknowledge your accomplishment of 5 years working with us, especially. Matt Casey came up with the best idea. We feel like timing is everything when it comes to life, and your timing coming to Alpharetta was perfect, and we've enjoyed our time with you. So we want to present a book to you. It's a great novel. It's called "Timing the Key to Life." Is written by an author named Morgan Rogers. By our staff. some of the staff and some of the commission. Couldn't get everybody. But we want to say thank you for being a great boss.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the gesture. I look forward to reading the book. I understand it's well-written. Keep you on the edge of your seat is what I've been told, so I look forward to reading it. Thank you.
Okay, I think we're ready for Morgan to do his 5-year review for us.
Okay, so I want to give you a little history about time to keep alive. So I talk to groups, particularly around the state, and in some cases actually through NRPA around the country. And you know, if you're a speaker and you have a book, people look at you differently when you're out of town. You know, if you're an author. So I have always used quotes my whole life. Okay, I just like quotes, and I always try to find the right one. So I had a whole box full of quotes literally in my desk drawer. So one day I thought, I'm gonna put these all into a book. So I wrote a book called, it was called One Line Management. So I had all of these quotes, and I put all these quotes into 12 different categories. Like, they were all positive quotes, and they were like, what you would do, a leader would do, and all like that. Anyway, so I compiled it and I self-published it. Now, anybody can be published nowadays. You know, if you can figure out how to send it to them, they can print it and send it back to you. So I got a book. It was called One Line Management. So I was actually asked to speak to the Georgia Women's Club in Jekyll Island, Georgia, come do a presentation. And I was dressed like Rhett Butler. Okay, so I'm talking from head to toe. I looked like Rhett Butler. And so I was waiting to be introduced. And this room, if you know, at Jekyll Island, the big room at Jekyll was absolutely full. There was probably 300, 350 people in the room. And so they were introducing me, and my wife was with me. And they were introducing me, and they were talking about it. And then one of the lady that was introducing me and said, and he's an author. He has a book called One Line Management. My wife leans over and says, you know, you're not really an author. You just compile that stuff. Now, that does a lot for your ego. You talk to 350 people. So I got to thinking about that. So I sat down one day with a ballpoint pen, old big ballpoint pen, and a notebook, and I just started writing this idea that I had about what would happen if people that work together in a park setting won the lottery. And that's what this is. These people, they happen to work for the city of Roswell, and the book is about what happens when you win $150 million collectively and all the things that can go wrong. So that's how that came about, was that it was because I wasn't an author before that. I was just a compiler. Now I am an author, so now when I speak, they can actually say I'm an accomplished author. So thanks to the staff for coming here tonight. A lot of what we're going to be talking about here tonight, or most of what we're going to be talking about, is due because of the staff, the folks that are represented here, and the folks that couldn't make it here tonight. So we're just going to run through it. I spent a lot of time thinking about what I wanted to include in this slideshow, and I ran out of time as far as putting it in the right order. So we're just going to kind of jump around the parks, we're going to jump around the services, and we're just going to look at the last 5 years. And I still don't like that green, but anyway, I guess we'll have to go. So I came here 5 years ago with the idea that Alpharetta was getting ready to explode. I knew Alpharetta was getting ready to explode. I knew it was the right place to be. So I came up with these three things: be cool, live well, and have fun. And those are kind of what we've been living by for the last 5 years. So if we go 5 years ago, this is what the swimming pool looked like. Okay, so 5 years ago, this was the picture I took about 5 years ago. Now, the pool was already scheduled to be renovated. So was the Art Center. They were already scheduled to be renovated before we got here. But 5 years ago, this is what this looked like. And now, I hate that this is not good color. But anyway, now we have a pool that's a destination. And I want to tell you, if there's nothing else that shows you how far we've come in 5 years, it's the difference between the pool, what it was 5 years ago, and what it is now. And we're really excited about that. This year, we're going to be able to, we have more water time in the pool, and the pool is going to be a fun place this summer. And I would encourage you, if you haven't brought your family to the pool, and that goes for the staff too, bring your family to the pool, because it really does feel like going to a resort. So we're real proud of the pool, real proud of the programs at the pool, because if you don't have people that are programming that pool and getting the most out of it, it's just a concrete hole with water in it. But if you go by there anytime, usually there's a waiting line for people to get into the pool. And we did, so I'm just going to switch past that. And then the Art Center was the same way. It was the old Fulton County Library. And I'm going to tell you, I've told this story many times, is that building was one of the worst libraries I've ever been in before. I don't know, when I went in there a couple of times when it was a library, and it was just a closed shell. It just had no personality. That's because it never wanted to be a library. It always wanted to be an art center. Because the guy, and if you go back and find out the story, that the guy that designed it was an artist, and he designed it like a piano. So if you're looking down at it, it looks like a grand piano. And so it had always wanted to be an art center. I truly believe that. And now with the staff and Arts Alpharetta, we've really taken it to the next level there at the Art Center. We got the old Rucker Farm. Again, I don't know what's going on with these with the color, but this was one of those things too that we were in the right place at the right time. Amanda Maselli with Whole Foods called us, said, "Do y'all want a farm?" We said yes, and we got the farm, lock, stock, and barrel. And it's continued to grow.
No pun.
Continue to grow.
No pun.
Usually one or two people snicker at that when I'm at that. Okay, good.
Well,
thank you.
it is like Green Acres right here. On it.
The place to be. And so, it's really changed out there. It has kind of taken a life on its own. Now, these pictures are not going to do some of the justice. This is some of the things that we've really tried to work on is like the paths and the way to look at it. The two outside ones are right there just past between the Wills Park Recreation Center and the Equestrian Center. The path was just in really bad shape. You couldn't ride a stroller over there. You would trip, and you can see the new nice path in between. This was the bridge that led from the athletic courts to the Wills Park Recreation Center. It was just a piece of asphalt with some really old fencing on the side, and we were able to replace that. We moved the log cabin. The Historical Society did a lot of that work, but the staff of our department played a big role in getting that moved and programming it as well. We had art camp. We had history camps there last summer, and we're going to be back again this summer. So if you haven't been to the cabin, you really need to check it out. These pictures, again, this was what the playground behind Wills Park Recreation Center looked like 5 years ago. I'm telling you, it was not a pretty sight. And this is what it looks like today. And if there's one place you want to look that has really made a change, there's as many people playing on this playground on some days as there is Wacky World now. So we're real proud of that. Part of that goes to Northside Hospital. We taught Northside Hospital and give us $50,000 a year for 3 years, and we renovated that playground with it. We, I didn't think this slide was coming next. So this is beside the Wills Park Recreation Center. On the right, there was an old building. Y'all know, well, the staff knows, I hate storage buildings. I hate them. Did I mention to y'all that I hate storage buildings? Okay. So I hate, because there was probably 15 storage buildings around when I got here, and we're down to maybe 3 now. This one was, and there was absolutely nothing in that building. And so we cleaned the building up, as you can see there. We fixed it up. We took out the old cross ties, and we put in split rib, and we actually made it an entrance, because in the winter, when the, what did you call that? Jiu-jitsu is going on. The basketball players have to go around the back and come in here. There were no lights, and you couldn't really see. So we made it an entrance. Big events. This is the Home by Dark, the concert series that we're having at Brook Street Park. I tell you what, these concerts really do show you how important things like this are to the city of Alpharetta, because every time we have one, 1,600 people show up. And we're really excited. We're going to do them again this summer, as well as we're going to do some things out at Union Hill with Home by Dark. This was a really, one of our really great accomplishments. On the left was the old lobby at the community center. About 50% of the room, the lobby was being taken up by a desk that a couple of people were sitting at. So we got into a relationship with Brewville. They put a coffee shop that is a training center in our lobby, and they renovated it, and it really has made all the difference in the world. Another thing that we've done is the pianos, Play Me Again pianos. We have 5 of those throughout our park, with the granddaddy of them being the baby grand piano. And Kim will tell you that usually 3 or 4 times a week, people come by on a regular basis and play that piano for 45 minutes to an hour, because we keep it tuned up, and it does sound like a baby grand, because it really is. Windward Park, that was one of our proud accomplishments, is we took an old softball field that was locked up 5 years ago and turned it into a really nice park. This is the photo walk for all of y'all. I don't know if y'all remember that or not, but then this is what the park looks like. It's absolutely gorgeous. It has a really good feel to it. It's used a lot. It's got a great playground, and we actually even have a crosswalk. And that's where we infused art into this project, because Kim and her group basically put that in. And then if y'all remember, those folks laying on it. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. What you don't see is that when I start spinning that thing, 2 or 3 of these folks didn't want to spin very fast. So I'm not going to call any names as to who wanted to get off. We replaced the scoreboards at both Wills Park as well as North Park, and they really do make it look like a baseball field now. Put in call boxes throughout at Wills Park, at North Park, and at Webb Ridge Park, and along the Greenway, just so that people can feel a little bit safer. Everybody says, well, you don't need call boxes. Everybody's got a cell phone. No, everybody doesn't have a cell phone. And sometimes when you need that cell phone, the battery's dead and those kind of things. So the call boxes have been used several times, and I'll tell you, just those couple of times have made it worth the effort. We took an old hockey rink, made it into a pop-up skate park. Again, one of those moments that was just really special when we opened that. And then you can see, I love that picture there, because it shows you, again, we infused the art into that program. And that park, this particular skate park, I think, has proven to us that we need a skate park somewhere in Alpharetta. Mm-hmm. And so there'll be a skate park somewhere in Alpharetta. This is the Grand Pavilion behind the community center that we moved from Whole Foods. Whole Food gave us the structure, and the people over at the Village Green Senior Living, they moved it for us at their expense. And it has really changed the whole complexion of that place down there. We're using it now as an event lawn. We have arts festivals going on out there, and there's talk of a group that wants to put in a stage, a real stage, at their expense, a community group that wants to do that. So stay tuned to that. We've done some park enhancements. Everybody knows I love swings. I love swings. I love park benches, but I like park benches, but I love swings. If you put a park swing beside a park bench, people will always sit down in the swing first, and they'll only sit in the park if there's no room in the swing. So we're putting swings on my button. And then I love Adirondack chairs as well, and so we've put some Adirondack chairs around just to kind of give it a feeling. And then the little free libraries up in the corner are really special, because it's amazing. I talked to Lisa Gerber, and she says that the one over at Wacky World may be the busiest little free library she's ever seen. So they're doing really well. We've not been out of our challenges. I took that's Kurt there in that picture just to show you what happens at the Greenway when a tree falls. That's why we talk about the gaping walls if we don't do something about these trees, then we end up having to bring the gabion walls. They cost us $350,000, $400,000 to bring those stream banks back. So now what we're doing is trying to identify those trees before they fall, so we can cut them down. And then once we cut them down, then they don't fall and they don't bring the root ball with them, and we don't have to worry about the stream bank. So we're trying to identify those. But you can just imagine how deep that is. That's a significant undertaking right there. And that tree is sitting in the creek, and it's not easy to get a tree out of the creek. This is at Webb Bridge. This is what happens when you have so many trees in a park. These kind of things happen to us. Y'all don't ever see this, but these are the kind of things that we're dealing with every day. That's the Greenway, folks.
Yep.
I don't know if you've ever seen this picture or not, but that's the Greenway. You can see the Greenway where it meanders through the trees, and so that's not an uncommon occurrence. And then one of our real successes was the Innovation Academy that looked like it. Before it looked like it belonged in a third world country. It was just overgrown, it was graffitied, it was just dilapidated, and now you can see that's the same shot. Now it looks like it belongs with the Innovation Academy. Our soccer folks are using it, and we are trying to get a lacrosse field on that lower part. So this is another good picture. This is what happened. This is the bridge that goes over to the community garden from the Wills Park Recreation Center. The water picked it up one day and slammed it up against that. So we had to replace it. That's what it looks like now. When we came back in, we decided to do the wayfinding as well. Everybody knows that I hate privet. We declared war on privet. These were the first troops that was brought in on that. And this is some of the before and afters. You can see before and after what it looks like when you take it out. This same thing here. This is out at Webb Bridge Park. We took out. This really is a privet. These were just shrubs that were allowed to grow too big. But look what happens when you open it up, because you couldn't see the restroom from the parking lot, and you never want your restrooms not to be able to be seen from the parking lot. This was the piece of exercise equipment that was donated to us. Actually, we got a phone call from a guy who says, I got some exercise equipment in my backyard. He said, do y'all want it? He says, it's brand new, it's wrapped up. He said, I used to be in the business. Y'all can have it if you want it. So we went and looked at it, and we said, okay, we'll take it. So that's the equipment. We paid a little money to have it installed, but now we have a full exercise equipment there at Webb Ridge Park. The Adult Activity Center, what a great success story this is. Number one is, the first thing I would mention is now it's all one color. It's not mauve, it's all one color. It used to be several colors of mauve. We've gotten one color, and now we have taken the art wing and we've really turned it into an art wing. We've got a stained glass room, we got a ceramics room, as well as a classroom there. And it's really has been well received by the folks out there. Our adult center was probably hurt the hardest by COVID as far as just the lockdown, but Dixie and her staff stayed in contact with those folks. They kept calling them. They were doing drive-by programs where they would come and drive by and give them stuff, right? Yeah, what's an example?
Well, we did that around the Christmas holidays. We had a snow machine, and everybody was dressed up. Kevin was in a blow-up Santa suit, and they just drove in and drove by, and we gave them a little fun cake,
But now,
packages and things.
but now we're back, and the building is being used. But we took that opportunity to basically renovate the building. We did a lot of painting on the inside and on the art wing. And we rebuilt the deck in the back, and so we've really done a lot of work out at North Park at the Adult Activity Center. This is the playground that we put in at Alpharetta Elementary School, and it is now that whole area is a park. It's open to the public. after school hours, and that's really one of our success stories, folks, is that we were able to get a park closer to where the people live, and something that the school really needed and is using. So what a great success story that particular playground is, and it is an accessible playground. The Alpha Loop, we finished the Alpha Loop from downtown to Avalon, and this is just scenes from that. You know, we picked up Thompson Street Park in the bottom left-hand corner, and if you haven't went by Thompson Street Park, it really is one of the prettier parks that we have. So you really need to walk from here to there if you can. Wayfinding we've done a good job on wayfinding, putting up signs at our parks, putting up signs in our parks. We still have to work at North Park and Webb Ridge on our wayfinding signs, but people have noticed that, and that's been a big deal for us. Again, this goes back to the Alpha Loop. Again, I'm going to show you that the bottom left-hand corner there is how we infuse that art into that program, into the Alpha Loop there, and it's really nice. Union Hill, these are rotten pictures. Union Hill, we got the pop-up skate park. You know that the thing on the lower left-hand corner, we've gotten rid of that. We actually have events going on now at Union Hill. Home by Dark is going to they have about 12 concerts already planned. James Casto, he's already sold out all his Saturday nights and most of his Friday night concerts. So we also have coming there Taste Around Town. There's an event that's going to go out there, and we've got some other art shows that are coming to Union Hill, so we're really excited about that. This is something we did over at Wills Park. In the lower left-hand corner, you can see where our guys are taking out. They were planters. They were these big planters that had these big blocks. They had some trees that weren't growing real well in them, so we took all those out and just put grass back. And now we've opened everything up, and it really does look good through there. It was interesting because right after we did this, the mayor actually stopped me and said, Morgan, he said, that really looks so much better since you've opened that up there at Lewis Park. So just in case y'all forgot how bad Town Green actually looked, this is what Town Green used to look like. And I don't ever want to throw these pictures away because it looked like crap. It really did. Now, in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see that's the stuff that we pulled out when we dug it up, when we dug up Town Green. That's the thing we pulled out. The drain from Town was so that all the water was supposed to be going out of Town Green was duct taped. Okay, so that's why one of the reasons it was wet all the time because the water could not get out of the Town Green. So anyway, but that's what it looks like now. And that's just incredible. That's that's taken from the from up on the roof. And that's what it looks like now. And I'm telling you that was a game changer when we were able So we have taken on, and Alpharetta is a music city. And so we're working hard to do that. One of the ways we did that, Kim and her group do Music Match, where if you're a business owner or a restaurant here in the city, you approach us, we can take some money that we got a grant from, we'll take our money, match it with your money, and we'll hire a singer for your place of business. And that really did well during COVID. As we were coming, just as COVID, as things were, as restaurants opened back up, they really took advantage of that. And it really, I think, played a big role in how quickly Alpharetta came back. This is a scene from my favorite event, Wiring Wood. Mr. Drew Holcomb and the neighbors Saturday night. Alpharetta was rocking that Saturday night. And I'm telling you, it's just good times had by all. You can see that. So I took that picture, turned around and took that picture. I was actually standing on the edge. So those are those pictures. And so you can see, just as far as you can see, people were there. This is the where we broke ground at the Equestrian Center for the new arena. That was a long time coming. We tore down a making shop, and 2.5 years later, we were able to do the groundbreaking. So that was a big day for us. That arena. If you go down now, you can see the arena, and hopefully, we're going to, by the end of the year, that arena is going to be finished. So this is the kind of thing, we're working with that to get to that, so that we can be known regionally as a place to bring your horses and be in the horse show. This is a shot of the old Christmas tree on the left. It's not a good, you can't really see it, but I took that picture before we cut it down to show you how bad it is. That tree was absolutely bleeding to death. It really was. That's the old Christmas tree. You can see it on the right there, where we had to take it down. Now, if you go by now, you say, nobody misses that tree. I only got one call when we cut the Christmas tree down. And that was a resident called me and said, it's about time. So nobody had any problem. And now, here's our Christmas tree now. And remember, this tree was donated by the Evans family, $60,000 Christmas tree that really changed the complexion of Alpharetta during the holidays. So it really looks fine. Art in Alpharetta, we've worked hard trying to get outdoor art. We were working diligently to trying to get that thing redone. Everybody knows the A looks like crap, okay? But there's some ownership issues and who ought to be doing that. And Kim has worked really hard to get that. And I have, hopefully by the summer, we'll get that thing repainted. The bottom right is is first big mural here in Alpharetta, and it's on the side of the studio movie grill. And so, and there's more artwork. That's in Will's Park on the right and Encore Park on the left. We opened the museum up in the last 4 years, and it's just incredible. Bocce ball, we just opened up 3 bocce ball courts out at North Park, and hopefully in the summer, into the fall, we're going to be having some leagues there. Paddleball, not paddleball, pickleball. Pickleball is just, it's just taking over. It's just taking over. We're taking over tennis is really what's happening. We now have 10 dedicated pickleball courts and 6 courts that share pickleball and tennis court lines in our system. We, in the last 5 years, have put in 1 artificial turf out of Webb Ridge and replaced both of the other 2 out of North Park, and we are scheduled to do the baseball field at Wills Park this year. And I'm going to tell you, for a town the size of Alpharetta, to have more likely it's gonna be the summer of '24 on a couple of them, but we're still shooting for that. Part of the bond referendum, we built a community center out at the Y, and that's, we're working hard to get that up and running. It's not easy, to be honest with you, so we're having to, we're thinking about it right now. We've got some ideas that are percolating, and we're thinking about how we're gonna make that truly a community center. And I think we've got some good ideas. If you haven't been out there, it's an absolutely gorgeous building. Encourage people to use it. We've worked hard on our special needs program, real hard, so that's it. These are just a couple of pictures to remind me to tell you that that's something that we're really working hard on that with our other cities in the area, and I really think that 2022 is the year we're going to make a difference. We got our program side of the house is just, I tell you, we like to talk about parks. It's easy to talk about parks because there's always something happening in parks. We're building something, we're doing something. But the recreation side of the house is really where is the heart and the soul of what we do. Because a park that doesn't have people and programs in it is just a piece of ground. That's all it is. So we're building all these parks, but we're really working hard to make sure that we're talking about that quality of life that these programs bring. We've really done a good job in bringing our programs up to a level, but also our presentation of our programs have to come up to that level because people have to believe that they're good programs, and these things help. We do a monthly newsletter coming out of the Adult Activity Center, and it is always filled with things to do. They go to Cherokee, to the casino once a month. They do all of these activities. There's bridge, there's fitness programs, there's all kinds of things. So check those out. Those of you that are eligible. And I didn't look at anybody. This is always one of my favorite slides. Is that that ta-da moment for those little kids. We really work hard. We have a great gymnastics program, we have a great dance program, we have a great camp program, and so we really work hard on those ta-da moments. This is a shot from our camps. In the last year, we've added 2 new full-day camps as well as a team camp. And that, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but folks, that's a lot. We're talking about we already had camps, and then on top of that, everything we're doing, we added 2 more full-day camps. That means where the kids drop them off. You drop the kids off early in the morning and pick them up in the afternoon, and that's huge. And then on top of that, we took on the teams, and we're taking them to great places. So those were monumental tasks. We do all of the we participate with our associations that do all the sports. Soccer just became an association like all of our other sports, but we really have great partners in AYBA, football, baseball, and ambush that just do an incredible job. On the art side of the house, there's a lot happening. On the cultural side of the house, one of the things that I said when I got here was that arts was getting ready to explode in Alpharetta 5 years, and they have exploded. It has truly exploded. We're keeping up with that explosion in many, many ways. So check those things out. Free art experiences, we do the play. There's just a lot of things going on over at the Art Center. So if you haven't been over there, check it out. And then our free fitness programs are incredible. We're averaging in the neighborhood during the good weather 110, 112 free outdoor classes every month. So I want y'all to think about that for a minute. That's not per year, that's per month. We're having 112 fitness classes, free fitness classes out in our park. That's sponsored by Northside Hospital. Northside Hospital gave us that money, and part of that money we used to bring free great to spend it on. But, the way I look at it, with the $5 million from the Equestrian Center that they gotta give, the foundation, we have $34.5 million. I've got 36 months left before I retire, so I'm gonna spend $1 million a month for the next 3 weeks, 3 years. Think about that. So we're really gonna do a lot of things. I wanna say thanks to the staff, because they're incredible, folks. I'm telling you, they're incredible. To do the things that we're doing, most cities would have staff of up to 100 or 112 people. And I can show you examples where that's happening. I can show you examples. I can show you the cities that we earmark that are, there's how big their staff are. And we're doing it with 50 people, 50 full-time people. Actually, we're down 2 in the last 5 years. We were at 52 and now we're at 50. With all of this going on. We do a lot of things. We farm out a lot of things. You know, we've transitioned most of our bathroom cleaning from staff to contract work. A lot of our grass cutting is done by contractors. So as long as we're given the right amount of, right level of resources, we'll be able to keep doing things that we're doing. But it is important to recognize that we're doing that with a limited staff. And that's just because all 50 of those people come to work every day and they work as hard as they can because they know they're making a difference in the lives of the people that live here in Alpharetta. And I truly believe they believe that because it really does make a difference. And you can watch the people when they're working and you can see that. They really do realize that we're making a difference in the people, in the lives of the people in Alpharetta. And we're the biggest reason, I would say, that people want to live here in Alpharetta is the things that we're doing. Is the core of why Alpharetta is a cool place, and why all the houses prices are going out of sight because everybody wants what we got, and we're not gonna let up on this. So, be glad to answer any questions that you may have at this point in time.
I don't have any questions. I just want to make a comment. As a resident, I can't be more proud of the parks.
Oh, no.
Agricultural services side of things that we have here. When I talk to people about, we're 65,000 people and we do this, this, and this, most of the time, they just don't believe it, think I'm making it up. But it's absolutely incredible what you and the people out here do for us, and it is for us. So we do thank you very much.
Well, and thank you, Dennis. And I would tell you, I look around at the staff, and I'll tell you that every one of these people is carrying a big load. There's nobody here or the other folks that aren't here that aren't carrying their load. And I'm telling you, that's unusual at this day and time. When I can look you in the eye and tell you that every one of these people is carrying the load they ought to be carrying. We're not, you know, in some organizations, people do things for other folks, not here. These folks are all carrying the load they need to be carrying, and I couldn't be prouder of them. I mean, it really does make a difference. And I think that's why we were able to accomplish the things we were able to accomplish, because we're all pulling in the same direction. Hats off to the staff.
Yeah. Can we all give a round of applause? Thank you. Thank you, Morgan. All right, public comments. Anybody want to stand up and talk for a while? If not, can I get a motion?
So move. Adjourn.
Adjourn?
That was quick.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you again. Thank you for coming out. Thank you. Thank you for everything you do.
That's amazing. That's just.
That was great, Morgan.